Inside the Kia Forum, the atmosphere is electric. A massive crowd gathered for a night where nothing is off-limits, and every joke is a gamble. In the world of roast comedy, there is a very specific social contract. The comedians on stage are actively expected to find the line of good taste and then enthusiastically cross it. That was exactly the assignment for Netflix's massive roast of comedian Kevin Hart. But as comics like Tony Hinchcliffe took the microphone, the material ventured into incredibly dark territory. The punchlines took direct aim at comedian Sheryl Underwood, specifically referencing the tragic death of her late husband by suicide. Almost instantly, the clips flooded X and TikTok. Viewers were appalled, calling the jokes relentlessly cruel and entirely out of bounds. But there was a major disconnect between the viewers at home and the target of the joke. Up on stage, Sheryl Underwood was laughing. Thousands of people were furious on behalf of a woman who didn't seem upset at all. To understand why she didn't walk out of that arena, we have to look at what she survived 30 years earlier. Let's step away from the glaring lights of the Netflix special and go all the way back to the year 1990. Sheryl was 3 years into a marriage with a chef named Michael Sparkman. Behind closed doors, Sparkman was fighting a severe and quiet battle with clinical depression. The morning he died, there were no obvious warning signs. Sheryl even baked him a German chocolate cake before they parted ways for the day. He never came home. For 3 decades, she has carried the weight of that mourning. Knowing that history, it is easy to see why the public expected those punchlines to break her on live television. But Sheryl didn't retreat. She poured herself into her work, building a massive career in television and stand-up. She also became an outspoken advocate for suicide awareness, openly crying on daytime talk shows to connect with others facing the same pain. Her central philosophy is built on the hard truth that you can never truly see the internal struggles someone else is fighting. And that deep understanding of pain directly informs how she approaches comedy. After the event, Sheryl actually defended the roast format. Veterans of the stage recognize a boundary between real-world malice and performance art. She could laugh because she has learned to compartmentalize the darkest chapter of her life from the manufactured insults of a comedy club. Which brings us back to the stage in Los Angeles. Sheryl sat on that stage as a seasoned professional, entirely in her element, despite the weight of the material being directed at her. Following the jokes directed her way, she grabbed the mic and delivered her own blistering set to the arena. The very same crowd that had just gasped at her expense was now on their feet, giving her a standing ovation. The internet is still arguing about where comedy ends and cruelty begins when it comes to mental health. But projecting that debate onto Sheryl Underwood ignores the reality of who she is. She proved that when you thoroughly own your grief and your history, no punchline from a stage can take your power away.